Hi, my name is Chris Boggiano, and I'm one of the founders of Versame. I have the wearable device we built, which is called the Starling, with me here today. The Starling is the world's first wearable word counter for babies. So it functions much like a Fitbit that would count steps, except this counts words. You can see the light blinking every time I talk right here. And we have a companion app on your smartphone that would display a lot of the analytics and information that a parent would care about. So the reason why words matter is that during the first 4 years of a child's life, about 90% of their brain development, brain growth happens during that period of time. And the thing that research has shown, about 3 decades of research has shown to most positively influence their developmental outcomes, their language skills, their verbal skills, how well they do in school, their IQ, their emotional well-being, all these success metrics for how they're going to do in life is largely determined based on how much their parents talk to them during their first 4 years. Because every time you talk to a baby, it stimulates brain growth and makes their brain stronger when it's growing, at the time it's growing most rapidly. So we created this device called the Starling, which again functions like a Fitbit, except instead of counting steps, it counts words. And the idea is that as a Fitbit would encourage fitness and encourage someone to take more steps, through this and a host of activities on a companion app, we have the ability to provide challenges, activities, suggested things to talk about with a child, and different things to promote the positive behavior change that makes it easier for parents to put down their smartphones and enjoy more time with their kids and build a better and stronger relationship with them, while also doing the thing that is been shown to be best for their development.
And do you have a demo of the app to actually show the
Yes,
what
I
the
do.
app looks
Except
like
the phone just locked right here. Can I grab somebody to unlock it real quick? 1 second.
He's coming back with the dog right now.
What's that? And I guess there's a question like, does this have to go on the baby's wrist, or?
No, so this could be, I'm sorry about that, I was using someone else's phone for the demo. So if you see here the words that are displaying, and it should update every few seconds, the processing happens on the device. So the device doesn't have to be near a phone, but once it reconnects with a phone, it'll update the number and all the other analytics to the phone itself. But all of the processing happens on the device. The device would be worn by the child. This is one of our prototypes, so it's not quite the final product, but it's pretty close to what it would be. And the way that this would work is we have a series of clips, and it could, if I was the baby, so that the adult would not wear this, but if I was the baby, you could hook it up to a child's shirt like this, or you would have other attachment mechanisms that you can take it out of this the attachment devices, and we have different clips that you could attach it to a car seat, you could attach it to a stroller, you could attach it to the child's clothing, you could attach it to their pant band. So there's a number of different ways that the parent could attach this to their child. And then what we have here is this is the docking station. The battery would last about 4 or 5 days, but this is the docking station where all the charging would happen. So you would place it in here at night, probably on a diaper changing station. You would place the device in here, it would charge overnight, and then you would place it back onto the child's clothing in the morning time.
And what is the material of the device?
The material is everything's made of medical grade plastics. So one of the concerns that any parent of a young child would have is skin sensitivity for children. So the two things we've done to alleviate those concerns is one, use medical grade plastics to reduce the likelihood of any skin sensitivity issues, and then two, design it so that it would principally be attached to a child's clothing rather than directly to their skin, so that the risks of irritation are even further reduced.
And it counts, and it's close to the kid, right? The device has to be very close to the kid. Like,
yes, so it has to be proximal to the kid. So if you think about, in my day, it's myself, my wife, and we have a nanny. And our daughters, I have two young girls, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and they move between multiple caregivers in a day. And so ideally the device would stay with the child, and then each of those caregivers, because children don't have a smartphone or anything like that, the device would pair with each of those caregivers' phones and update their phones throughout the day with the information. But the idea is that the device stays with the child rather than with the adult.
And how does it know if it's the child that's speaking or from the other sounds?
So one of the things is that this counts words from either the adults around a child, so it's input to a child. So if you have a 1-month-old or a 6-month-old that isn't talking yet, what matters is how much you talk to the baby. And then as they get older, they become a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old. It's both a combination of how much I as a parent talk and then how much the child responds to me. So it would count either of those words. The thing that wouldn't count is something like television. Research has shown that does nothing to stimulate a child's brain development. And we've developed this to largely filter out words from something like a television or a radio.
Oh, okay, so it can filter out the other type of noise.
Yes. It's definitely not perfect, just like a Fitbit isn't perfect, but our intent is to be accurate enough to positively change your behavior so that parents spend more time focused on engaging with their kids rather than anything else.
And I think one thing that you focus on is you only count the words, right? You don't actually record the words.
No,
that's the thing.
Absolutely. So one of the key things is that all the processing happens here on the device, and it's basically listening as words are being spoken, but it doesn't actually record anything. And aside from the number, the only thing it ever sends to the phone is the number of what the words that were counted and the time that they were counted at, so you can see how many words by hour throughout a day. And another thing that's important is that it works with any language. We've had testers in Chinese, Korean, Hindi, German, Polish, Spanish, Portuguese, English, so a whole host of different languages. It works with any language. It doesn't currently differentiate between languages for bilingual families, which is something that we've had a lot of requests for that feature, but we haven't developed it yet.
And does it differentiate between different types of people, like different people talking right now, or is it just counts total words?
It would count total words spoken to the child, and the idea is the words that a child hears from human beings around them are what most impact their brain development.
I see. That's very interesting. Can you talk a little bit about your team's background and how you got started?
So we came out of Stanford University. So there's myself, my brother John, and my partner Nikki met during graduate school at Stanford. And we came across the research that the 3 decades or so of research showing the impact of language on child brain development. And we realized that coupling that with wearable technology was a way to dramatically change how, as a society, we think about educating children. So we usually wait until a child was 4 or 5 to send them into a school system. But that's, again, by the time a child enters kindergarten, about 90% of their brain growth is complete by that point. So what's happened during the first 4 or 5 years, even though we don't remember it as an adult, we largely forget those early years of our life. What happens during those first few years, and principally how much our parents engage with us and verbally engage with us, that's largely going to predict how well you do in school, what your IQ is, how emotionally stable you are, how happy you are, the kinds of relationships you have. All of these things are predicted based on what happened during those early years of life. So we came out of Stanford in summer of 2014, and we've been working on this. Since.
Awesome. So how do we get our hands on the device right now?
So the device is in manufacturing right now. It's going to be available in April for purchase. We have it available for pre-order right now. In April, when it becomes available, it'll be $249. For now, it's available on our website, versame.com. At $169 to discount for folks that are pre-ordering.
Great, and if you're just joining, you can actually see the details of the device on the top of the screen as well. And we put the device and the information in there. Well, thanks so much, Chris.
Oh, thanks so much, Peter.
Awesome. If you're just joining, you can actually see the details of the device on the top of the screen as well. And we put the device and the information in there. Well, thanks so much, Chris.
Oh, thanks so much, Peter.
Awesome.